But with saying that, let's take another quick break, and I'll come back with strange news. Anything? Anybody get hit by a sconce? Probably not. Okay, this week's strange news, I am going to just bringing it up here. I am focusing on the Queen Mary ship. And I have an article here. Again, I don't reread these articles. I don't reread them in advance, so I'm really not sure where they're going to go. I like to be surprised with everybody else. That's the whole point of strange news. Be strange for me too. But it is from Forbes website. The year is 2018, April 14th. And the writer is Jim Dobson. He focuses on the travel section. The headline is, "The Queen Mary opens up its haunted hotel suite for an overnight ghostly experience." Already got me hooked. Now, as far from what I know right now, this is Daniel talking. I know of the Queen Mary. I know it's docked in California. It says here Long Beach, so that's a spoiler. And that it is an old cruise liner, and that it has a interesting history. I could probably be proven wrong in this article, but I know it has an interesting history and that it is a lot of energy in it. So that because it's an older ship and that they've preserved it, it has a feel to it and it's haunted. So let's get into the article. So again, this is Jim Dobson from Forbes.com. The Queen Mary, once labeled as one of the top 10 most haunted places on Earth by Time magazine, has launched its famously haunted stateroom B340 for overnight guests starting this month. So it's one specific room by the looks of it. The first time I visited, this is Jim talking, I personally felt this ghostly vibe and was eager to explore areas previously not made available to visitors. The infamous stateroom has a large number of recorded paranormal activity, with numerous stories of haunted encounters recorded in the ship's logs. Its dramatic history proves many lives were lost aboard the ship, added to the mystery of it. When World War II began in 1939, the Queen Mary was converted into a transport ship for Allied troops and was nicknamed the Grey Ghost. Okay, so that's interesting. So it was a liner for people to stay in, with staterooms, but that it was transported into something that could be used during the war. So it was also technically a war vessel. So nicknamed the Grey Ghost. Throughout the war, she transported 800,000 troops to Europe, and in 1942, while carrying 10,000 troops, she collided with her escort, the HMS Curacoa? It's spelled Curacoa. I'm not even going to try it. The HMS, slicing it in half. Because of the threat of the enemy nearby, the Queen Mary was forced to leave the 239 crew and ship to perish beneath the sea. That's dark. The Queen Mary was retired in 1967 after failing to attract popularity due to advancements in air travel. So times have changed. Okay, so it looks like it slammed into a warship and sliced it in half, and because of that, 239 crew members from that ship during World War II died at sea, and they blamed the Queen Mary for it. Continuing right along. Currently one of the most popular tourist attractions in America, she has become a hotel and a museum permanently docked in Long Beach, California. Throughout the years, however, the staff and visitors began to report unusual happenings with ghosts and alarming sounds appearing throughout the ship. Screams and violent noises were reported in the boiler room, where an 18-year-old sailor was severed in half by a heavy door where he was trapped. Oh man, why do all these stories have to be so dark? Anyway, a young girl also haunts the ship as she plays a nightly game of hide and seek with the guests in the empty swimming pool. The ship's Queen's salon also contains many reports of paranormal activity with a woman in white. All right, this brings the whole podcast to a close, right? Woman in black, now we got a woman in white. Reported to be a first-class passenger. So residing there as she slides across the floor in a long gown, dancing to a silent orchestra. Oh, that is a creepy image. I like that. It is believed that many spirits attach themselves to antique furniture or personal items remaining on the ship. I can believe that. The infamous B deck once contained the third-class cabins and is now used for guests of the Queen Mary Hotel. Long hallways of shiny wood paneling and burgundy carpets eerily add to the paranormal feeling throughout the deck, with 314 staterooms and 13 suites. The most famous of them all is B340, which used to be three third-class staterooms and were converted into one large suite. There's a picture here. As hotel rooms go, this is Daniel speaking. As hotel rooms go, I'd say it's not the nicest looking thing. And I've been on a cruise before, on like a modern cruise ship, and I'll tell you, those rooms are actually quite nice. We had a balcony room, which was very cool. Oh man, I missed that. Anyway, it's not the nicest looking thing. I can see why they decommissioned the ship, if this is their luxury suite now. But yeah, look up the picture. You can just look up B340 or the Forbes article here. Continuing. Not luxurious by any means, that's what I just said. This suite offers basic furniture, simple design, and has 2 small portholes. The lower level passengers did not experience the luxury of the other well-heeled guests. The Queen Mary stopped accepting guests to this suite due to so many complaints that it was haunted. Footsteps, faucets turning on and off, and toilets flushing on their own were all common complaints. But after numerous companies tried to rescue the failing enterprise, including Disney, oh my god, Disney tried to take over the ship, wanting to convert it into a luxury hotel, it never worked out. Now the new operators of the ship are capitalizing on the haunted luxury line to drive new interest in the infamous ship. I just say as a side note, I am a huge fan of saving historic ships and buildings with ghost angles. A huge fan of that. Those old insane asylums, Mansfield Reformatory, etc., etc. And I don't know why it hasn't caught on more in Canada, because there is an interest for that. I am personally a fan of that. If anybody out there is looking into it, let me know. I'd be involved. Anyway, I digress. A beautiful picture of the hallway too. It's quite creepy looking and awesome. Due to increased popular demand with guests wanting to experience an overnight in B340, they decided to open it up for reservations at $499 per night. It's like looking at the room. Okay, we'll call it a ghost tax. I stayed at Myrtle's Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana once, and I know the feeling of being overcharged for a room. So I understand that it's an experience, and I've gotten a lot of good stories out of that since. So technically, it worked out for the best. So I can understand why there's a lot of demand. Just that one room, it looks like you can stay in other rooms for cheaper. So $500 a night to stay in that room. Guests who stay in the room will be offered a ghostly package, including a chest with a Ouija board for private seances, tarot cards, a crystal ball, and ghost hunting equipment. Why a crystal ball? That's like, I just picture like old timey psychics. Like, look at, I see your future. If I ever do this in the future, I'm doing that with a crystal ball. I will record it and post it for everyone to see. I might even wear one of those like head scarves with the jewels hanging down. I'm gonna look so pretty. Yeah. So anyway, they give you for $500 a night. You also get a Ouija board, tarot cards, a crystal ball, and some ghost hunting equipment, which I assume is like an EMF detector. But the future may look a lot brighter for the struggling Great Dane, as developers plan on eventually converting the ship into a major entertainment complex and retail district incorporating the surrounding city-owned land. They're doing something similar in Hamilton here too with the harbor front. I think it's wonderful. I think it really does, like usually downtown core or areas that are touristy have that lure, but being by the water and having this ship here, we have the Haida battleship in Hamilton is very good. So I think that will be successful. Yeah, really nothing else to say about it. It's a pretty straightforward article. Although it made me realize how much I want to look into a crystal ball now, so stay tuned for that, everyone. So yeah, definitely check it out. Forbes.com. The headline is "The Queen Mary opens up its haunted hotel suite for an overnight ghostly experience" by Jim Dobson. You can see some of the pictures here. They're a little bit small. You can probably zoom in on them a bit. It's a great picture of the room, great picture of the hallway. But that's it. I got nothing else to say to that. Just looking forward to my crystal ball.